Politics. Let's talk. We're in Mark chapter 12. What about politics? How does a real man engage with politics? We reject passivity, we engage with God, we accept responsibility, we live and lead courageously. Right? The political issues in Jesus' day were a mess, and many of you know that. Look at the history of what was happening between Rome and the Jewish world and every other world that was there. Huge mess. And certainly we can say that is true about our world today. There's a mess. But here's the truth about politics, men, is yes, give to Caesar what is Caesar and God what is God's, but it's all God's. It's all God's. And I want to remind you, right, our faith is not in politicians. Our faith is not in systems. Our faith is in God. And God reigns over all, and God has told us many things about politics. And one of those things is to pray and to honor those who He puts in authority and to trust His sovereignty in that. And so we need to let that soak in. And we need to remember this, right? Politics don't change hearts, right? If Christianity controls politics, is that the way of the Lord? Spirituality, Christianity change hearts. When hearts are changed, politics change. Politics don't change hearts. Hearts change politics. I want to be very clear on that. Because we live in a world with distrust. We live in a crazy media world. We live in a world with agendas. We live in a world where some politicians line up with some of our values and other politicians line up with other values that are supported by our faith. And how do we handle that? How do we talk? Right? Look how Jesus talked in Mark chapter 12. Look how God's Word talks about it, specifically in the New Testament, where it is very clear. Real men, right? Live by faith. Live by faith, and that informs, right, when we reject passivity. That informs how we engage with God. That informs how we accept responsibility. That informs what our courage looks like. When we open our mouths, how we vote. Right? Real men, real politics, real stuff going on, but that we would remember, right, politics don't change our hearts change politics. So we're going after people's hearts, men. And that's how we do it. We do it by faith. We do it with Jesus. We don't lord it over people as politicians do. We're not politicians. We are disciples of Jesus who let our hearts lead the way, living for an audience of one.